halftime and along the game, and I thought defense made some outstanding things, adjustments. I thought first half too, the turnovers put the defense in a bad situation a couple times, and momentum in the game, and I was very proud. But the big thing I want to focus this program, these kids, the habits they're creating, and the bond they have. Because we tell them all the time, it's not about winning. It's never about winning. It's about your habits. It's about the culture you create, the way you prepare, the way you do things. The results will be there if you do it. Now, we've put ourselves in some very tough situations, but our guys continue to affect each other all the time in a positive way. They believe in each other. They love each other. They're a great group. And, when circumstances control your efforts, that's when you take success out of your hands. They don't. Whatever the circumstances are in, they don't. They worry about playing the next play. They worry about going on. And that's what we try to instill in them. That's what we believe in. That's what we try to build our program on. That's the foundation of what we do. And you keep that in control, and our efforts are good. Good things we're doing in the practice field, and the standards we're creating, and the respect they have for each other. And we all got a lot of room to improve. That's the thing. It's amazing. We still have a lot of room to improve in a lot of areas. And we continue to make those improvements, but we continue to make plays, and we have to make plays in all three areas. And just extremely proud of these guys. I'm glad to be able to coach them. And that was another heck of a football game. I know that. Fun to watch, wasn't it? Questions?
Coach, Dalvin Cook had a pretty big game, scored 2 touchdowns in the second half that were big. What is it about him that's allowed him to be so successful so young?
Well, I think, one, he's a very unique talent. I think he's a very talented young man. He's a very intelligent young man. And he has very good work ethic. He's now learned to work at the pace and do the things we want to do, because he could always pick them up. Now he's just getting better at his technique, his alignments, all the little things, and in his great physical stature, being able to take over, and you see the ability.
Not just him, but last season you weren't really engaged in the fourth quarter in the regular season. Now it seems every week that you are. At least it feels that way. How are these guys responding and able to make these comebacks?
Well, I think I think last year's championship game, that was a big turning point. But I think too, we're a different team because people look at us differently. I mean, last year we were the team that was trying to climb. So sometimes, always, they knew you're a good team. But when you won a championship and you're winning it the way we're winning now, people are going to give you their A game. They're going to come prepared, and our kids are learning to do that. But they're also learning to compete at a higher level, and also learn to persevere in those situations. And it gets back again to the habits of the organization. And that's what we try to talk about all the time. Not about the winning and losing. It's about learning to persevere, go to the next play, and stay together, and love, trust, and believe. All those things may sound cliche-ish, but they're the foundation of the organization. And as long as those stay sound, we'll be a good football team.
With all the injuries on defense, you guys had some interesting personnel.
Oh, we got all kinds of them. We're banged and bruised everywhere now. Anyone on offense, Jameson and Ankle, we're banged and bruised. We're a battered team up front on the offensive line. We're beat up and banged up, and running back, we've been banged up. Mario Pins are out. The receiver. People don't realize now Lawrence being out, your center being out, all the things and the guys that we have lost. You didn't play with Terrence Smith. Tons of great players, but we gathered young guys just keep stepping up, and I think that's to our coaches developing those young players. Getting them ready to play, and our ability to recruit and get good players at young ages, and they're coming here making a big contribution. That's critical.
How much did Jameis's ankle affect him, though?
It did. It was bothering him now. But like you said, pain's temporary. You get hurt tomorrow. You feel sorry tomorrow. That's the way it is.
You got a number of young guys that stepped up, made major plays tonight. Was that just you guys trusting them to call their number?
Oh yeah, we do. They've seen it in practice. I've been saying it probably the last 3 or 4 weeks. I were probably consistently about our young players in practice. I like where our team's going because they're allowing us to expand our offense and our defense and our special teams because of their development. And you feel very comfortable calling the game in a, not say a loose way, but okay, if the ball is directed and the coverage says that they get it, you feel very comfortable going to it.
When you see this top-ranked Louisville defense in person, did that change anything you were doing as the game went on?
No, we had our game plan, and then we adapted and we changed on the run and make our adjustments and get the communications from up top, and I call the game accordingly as we go and how I feel.
Were you tempted to run it again and go for the field goal on the third down when you threw it?
Not really, because I wanted to get the best play action. I wanted to win the game. I didn't want to leave it where they could do it. That's going to be a 52-yard field goal. That's not a good thing to do. I thought we want to get the best play we could have right there and try to get the first down.
What do you think of Jameis's play in the second half, shaking off the interceptions?
He did. Got a little greedy. Got greedy coming out the first half, just trying to make too many big plays. And the second one was the guy we just eased up on a route. The ball was actually a pretty well thrown ball, and for some reason he didn't think he was going to get it, and just slipped up. A youth of a young player, and I thought that was actually a pretty good throw. But he made some mistakes. But that's the thing. You can't sit there and say can't be perfect and not take the chances and make the throws that he made, just like he did when he won to Ernie Lane. I mean, you got to have guts to take chances, and if they make a few mistakes, you make them. But he can overcome them, and he's amazing, amazing player.
Jimbo, when they went up 21-0, what was the mood like on his sideline? What was your message
Fine.
to the team?
I mean, just hey, we say let's get down right here. If we don't get points, we got the ball coming out and get back to a 2-score game. And we'd like to get some points in 2 minutes, which we do before the half. We're always pretty good at that. And you know, let's get it. If we score here, we can get it to a two-possession game. And you know,
What's your impressions of Louisville as a new team in the ACC?
oh, I think they're a very good team. I think Bobby's a very good coach. I think they're coached well on all phases. They got very good skilled players. They're big guys. I mean, they got good D linemen. I mean, you saw that battle out there. That was a heck of football. Louisville's been a very good team for a while. Charlie had recruited here very well for those years, and they've won a bunch of games. I mean, remember, they were Sugar Bowl champs here a couple years ago. And then they beat Miami in a bowl game last year, and then when they won like 24-2 in the last 2 years before that. So, I mean, you know, this is a very good football team.
Jimbo, when the standings came up Tuesday, how much did you pay attention, and are you now just with the mindset just take care of your
Just
business?
take care of your business. I didn't even watch it. Somebody just told me. I mean, ain't nothing, you can't control that, so don't worry about it. Just keep playing.
You had a couple of plays that were kind of strange. The fumble over in the end zone, and then the play where Jameis forced the fumble off the interception.
Yeah.
After stuff like that, you kind of feel like you're starting to get momentum. You brace that.
I just ball. You move on, go to the next play.
You had a game where you had things like that happen before.
Yeah. If you watch TV, it happens every weekend.
Jimbo, obviously it's not ideal to be down 21-0 on the road. But
No, I'd rather not.
But if you are going to be like that, having
I take that group of guys in that locker room. Well, you say 5. We all say 5, which is catalyst. But I'm going to tell you something. There's a lot of other guys in that locker room that making plays and doing things too, along with him. I mean, he's special. He's extremely special. You know what I think of him. I mean, as a player and but there's a lot of special players. Rashad Green and Eddie Go. I mean, there's a ton of guys out there on that football team. You know, it's about the whole organization.
How did the defensive line seem like to turn things around a little bit in the second
They
half?
really did. And I think, you know, after we got the turnovers and momentum, I keep saying this all the time, momentum of a game is very critical, especially at that age. At that age, it's hard to swing. And then we had those turnovers, so it gave them momentum. So our defense kind of was on there. I thought our defense played pretty well for the night. I really did. I made a couple things they give up, but I thought they played pretty well, considering the second half I thought they were outstanding.
Jimbo, I know you guys try to eliminate clutter that's outside, but after a while, with all the negativity that surrounds with press and stuff, you guys use that at all as fuel? Is that visible to the guys?
Control, we control.
Yeah, competition.
Control, we control, and you know, that we can't control that. So we control what we can control, and that's how our thoughts and our minds and our attitudes, which are very critical, play the play.
In any way, is that fuel though at all for those guys? Is that completely?
That can't be fuel. You don't feed yourself off negativity. I mean, negativity, no matter what it goes, you got to be positive. You got to have a great attitude. You got to look at the bright side of things and the positive side of things, and carry yourself to class and move on.
Yeah. How big was the first play of the second half to get that ball back?
It was critical. But then we gave it back to them on 4th down. We missed the 4th down, they got it back and still kicked the field goal.
But they had that momentum going in and scored at that point.
They did, but they ended up scoring on that drive anyway, though. Remember they got 24-17. I mean 24-7 because they kicked the field goal. So I mean, it was big, but I mean, again, it shows the heart of our players. To me, that play may exemplify it as much as anybody. Okay, down 21-7, you throw a pick. Well, you feel sorry for it. No, they chased the ball, tackled the guy, tried to strip it out, and got a fumble recovery. To me, that play may signify who we are as much as anything we did in that ball game.
Yeah, competition between Parker and PJ. I know Parker got his, but PJ makes some really nice.
You're daggone right. They battle. That guy's a very good player, but we got a couple guys, 2 or 3 guys who cover pretty good too.
Jimbo, it seems like no matter what's happened, you guys have been able to outrage trouble, be it on or off the field. Do you think that's going to end up defining this team? Is that when things look worse, there's bad times?
I think in life, there's ups and downs in life and the way things go. You control what you can control. You control your own attitude and how you look at the world, and you do what you do.
Is there anything particular about Jameis? With 2 minutes left in the first half, he really seemed in command when you guys went tempo and marched down the field. Is there anything about him in his makeup that allows him to thrive when?
Yep, about from top of his head to the tip of his toes.
Did you know he was the one that poked the fumble loose after the
Yes.
interception?
Well, I told him he better, Dad, gonna be through it.
You've won 24 of these in a row now. I'm not going to ask you to rank where they all stand, but how special is a win like this when you're down?
Well, I think it's a very tough win, and I think it's a tough road. Anytime you win on the road, I think those are no matter what. And people were in Thursday nights. grid environment. Those Thursday night environments are different because the students and the kids and everybody, the whole town's behind and everything goes on. And those are, but it's a good one.
Are the cluster of the injuries at the linebacker, are those going to be healable by like Virginia, or?
We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Have to put my MD hat on and figure it out tomorrow. I don't know. I mean, we'll have to look. I mean, we're banging and bruised everywhere, but that's football, man. Pain is, if you can't deal with pain, you can't deal with that, you can't play. And you got to be able to adjust, and guys got to step up. And I'm gonna tell you this: the next team we play ain't gonna worry about who's out there. The guys you put out there got to play.
You
Two more questions, Coach, on radio.
You talked about how you'd rather not play from behind, but do you almost feel comfortable, but when you're in that position, that you could get it done?
I won't say comfortable. You never feel comfortable, but you feel confident that you've done it before, and that your kids can now have the mindset to be able to go and execute under those situations.
What did you think of Parker?
Great player. Big, physical, strong. He walked by me before the field. I said, I saw him pregame. He walked out, you see that body, and just the way he's built, his length, and his, way he runs and catches ball skills. That guy can go across the middle and go deep. I mean, he's a real deal. I mean, he's an excellent football player.
Roberto finally had another miss. Was the snap high?
Snap was a little high, and I think it threw it. What that time what happens when a kicker goes to kick? Sometimes a snap is high. He'll throw his eyes up at it and not stay down and miss the kick. Miss the angle a little bit, and I think that's what happened.
All right.